What's going on, my fellow dads? This is Corey from Lion Dads. I help my fellow dads get back in shape and get healthy with the carnivore diet and back to basics exercise. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about reality happens that pretty much happens to all of us on the carnivore diet, and that's dealing with negativity about what we eat and getting into arguments with people on other diets, and whether or not basically that's even worth wasting your energy on. But before we get into it, as always, I want you to go down, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment down below, and kind of let me know what maybe some of your experiences are with your carnivore diet and dealing with people who are on other diets, maybe giving you some heat for it, or just your experiences in general. So over my time, I've been on a carnivore diet for several years now, about 4 years now. I have not been shy about it, obviously, and I've met tons and tons of people on tons of other diets, people who are on a standard American diet, or a bodybuilding high protein, protein bars and donuts and all the high protein type foods out there and stuff like that. I got vegan family members, keto, all kinds of different diet, Mediterranean, every kind of diet. And like I said, I'm always open to talking about what's led me to where I'm at, as far as from my fitness and health standpoint. And I've never shied away from that because I think it's been great for me and been great for a lot of other people that I've seen. It's been super beneficial. So, why would you shy away from that? Especially if you have an opportunity to maybe help somebody. But, along with that openness and that willingness to share that bit about myself, comes with a great deal of criticism. It's normal. Not everybody is going to understand what led you to where you're at, what caused you to try something new that's maybe outside the norm a little bit, and a lot of people just don't understand the benefits to it or don't care to learn about it, and that's just the way it is, and that's fine. It's something that early on I learned I was going to have to deal with, that I was going to have to come up with strategies to kind of learn to walk away and be the bigger person and stuff like that, because what you're dealing with is a part of human nature that's been around for centuries and thousands of years since humans have existed, has led to all kinds of conflicts and all kinds of stuff. And basically what that is, what you're dealing with when you're dealing with people on other ways of eating, other diets, whatever you want to call it, other lifestyles, health pathways and stuff, is tribalism. That's basically what it all comes down to. People have, their way of dealing with stuff, and inside of every culture and subculture and counterculture and everything else, you are going to deal with factions of tribalism and people who have their set idea and way of doing things and the way they've done things for a long time, and maybe it's worked for them, or in their mind it's worked for them, and seeing somebody with a different mindset and a different experience and a different pathway to success will lead them to basically feeling in some way personally attacked by it. And that, like I said, that's a part of human nature. That is something we've dealt with from the beginning of time, And even within certain cultures, there's tribalism, like even within the carnivore space, I've seen it. If you go on any carnivore group on Facebook and you get in there and you're, hey, I want to add maybe this thing back, for every one person's like, hey, you do you. That's like basically how I look at it. You do you. You go ahead and try whatever you want. If it works for you, it's great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. For every one of person like me, you get about 10 people that are like, you're not on carnivore. If you try this, you don't belong in this group. Take that crap to a keto group. Blah, blah, blah. Get the hell out of our group. I've seen it all. I've seen people that tell them to basically fuck off, for a better, way of putting it, and people telling them they're not welcome back in the group because they're entertaining the idea of adding back some other, non-animal based form of food. I've seen there's like within the carnivore space, a group of people who think coffee is horrible and poisonous, and you're not on carnivore if you're drinking it, and you're a piece of shit and all this kind of stuff. And that's just the way they view it, and you get to a point where even within your diet, and even within like what people's ideas for health and fitness are, you get into where it's almost like a religion. People take it very personally. Some of us feel like our way of eating has saved our lives in some way, and it almost becomes like a religious viewpoint. And in every religion, you go deep down into it, you get more and more and more fundamentalist types and zealotry and stuff like that, and it becomes this very. I try to avoid modern certain buzzwords and stuff, so I don't want to say crap like toxic or anything like that, but you just get a lot of hardcore disagreements and stuff like that, that are, they are what they are. It is what it is. It is a part of dealing with this, and you've probably seen it in other aspects of your life, so why would it be any different in the way you eat, right? So shifting from that, explaining, that this is something that you'll probably have to deal with. Like I said early on, I had to teach myself how to block out the noise. I know I've done other videos, I think 1 or 2 other videos about kind of blocking the noise out, dealing with criticism on a carnivore diet, and how you'll catch a lot of crap from people who don't understand. And it's no different here when you're dealing with people who are on some other way of eating and think that your way of eating is bad or unhealthy or even unethical. Because like I said, I've heard it all. I've heard that I'm an animal hater, I'm cruel to animals, there's certain vegan people out there on the internet. You post something on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, you'll get DMs from people basically saying you're an evil animal cruelty, animal abusing piece of shit and all this kind of stuff, and you don't deserve to live and everything like that. Like we're not one of the, number one apex predators on the planet with our, advanced intelligence and ability to use tools and stuff. It just falls in the hierarchy of things, but people don't see it that way. They see every animal that is cute and cuddly and furry as something that needs to be protected and taken care of. Never mind the multitude of animals that are either misplaced from their homes due to farmland or killed during planting, cultivation, harvesting of crops and all that stuff. They ignore all those animals, but the ones that are the cute cuddly little cows, that's what they see. And you're an evildoer for eating those animals. That's some of the criticisms I've taken. I've taken criticism from people about how unhealthy this way of eating is, that eating animal fat and animal products is going to lead to clogged arteries and high cholesterol and all these scary other things. I'm going to have, we're going to have heart attacks and stuff. My dad has already had one heart attack in his life, and he is nowhere near being a carnivore. I assure you of that. I had people I know have died from, gotten cancers and things like that. And, I've heard people say, if you didn't eat so much meat, never mind the 12-pack of beer that they were drinking after work every day and the 2 packs of cigarettes they were smoking and things like that. But, you hear about the meat. It's all the meat. The meat's causing all these health problems. The meat's causing heart attacks, and the meat's causing cancers and strokes and high cholesterol and artery clogging and all this stuff. And you'll catch all this stuff all the time. I just had a blood work done. Just, it's something I've tried as I'm hitting 40 to do every year. And I tell you what, my numbers are a hell of a lot better than they were when I did it in my early 30s. My cholesterol is way down from where I was at 35, 34, 32. You know what I mean? Everything looks and feels great. I feel better than I ever have in my life, but, people are convinced the meat is killing you, and you hear it from people all the time. And it's brainwashing. It's the narrative out there, and people have a hard time, getting out of that. But I've gone to realize that I just can't allow that to affect me. People are going to judge, me for the way that I live my life and the way I eat and the way I choose to be healthy, and that's fine. That's their prerogative. My mindset is live and let live. I try not to judge other people on their diets. I may not agree with that diet. I have my thoughts on other diets there's some things that people try to say is a benefit of their diet that I think is insane, just as much as they think mine's insane. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of evidence about, some of the negative effects of other diets and stuff like that that haven't been debunked yet, like there have been on the carnivore diet. But I keep my mouth shut. I try to be the bigger person. I just want to walk away because it's just not worth it. If somebody has their mind made up, like I said, it's almost to a point where they view it as a religion. They're not going to change your mind, or you're not going to change their mind. It's just going to lead to a bad argument, possible falling out, a fractured relationship, or whatever it is. Like I said, I have total ends of the spectrum disagreements with people that are very close to me, that are, related to me, who are, we are complete opposite ends of the line of how our diets are. And we just, I don't bring it up, and I don't engage in any kind of, arguments or altercations about it, because it's just not worth it. If someone brings it up to me and criticizes me, I remind them I was pushing 300 pounds. I'm not anymore. I feel awesome. I am pain-free. So I have learned that this is what's best for me, and I think it can help people out, so I put it out there. And if they choose to try it, that's great. If not, that's fine. It's totally fine with me if, I'm putting it out there and someone looks at my channel and says, this dude's nuts, this will never work, and they move on. It's totally fine. I'm just, if I catch one person that's like, man, this worked, and I went out and helped them change their life, then that makes starting this channel and dealing with anything else, totally worth it to me. But other than that, I just walk away. It's just, I live my life, you live your life, and that's the way it is. It's totally fine. We can have our own way of eating and our own way that we view things. Like I said, live and let live. Now, shifting from that, I will bring up that I don't think that people on a carnivore diet are absolved from blame on this. Like I said, there's even factions within the carnivore diet where we kind of attack each other for different viewpoints. I bring circling back to the coffee thing, which is, I think a couple people on YouTube, carnivore space, kind of got into it recently about some stuff with coffee and things like that, which is, it's an absurd argument. If something's working for you, keep doing it. It's better than probably what you were doing before. But you see a lot of carnivore people going out and attacking, like for instance, the big one is the carnivore versus vegan thing right now, and people in the space are taking shots at each other. And there's as many carnivore people going out and looking to do it as there are vegan people. I've seen it. You know what I mean? I follow so many people, I can almost point to a new argument every day on Twitter. It is what it is. And so, like I said, don't go out looking for a fight. If somebody asks me like, hey, what'd you do to lose all this weight? What are you doing to stay in shape? What are you doing to stay healthy? I'm not going to lie to them and tell them, because maybe they'll find it in themselves like, man, this might work, I'm going to try it. But I'm not going to go out there and just randomly walk up to people and be like, hey, fat ass, I'm a carnivore, what are you doing? Oh, you're doing this? Well, that crap doesn't work. You need to do carnivore. It's not the way that I'm wanting to live my life, and not the way I'm wanting to spread my message. And I think that a lot of you in the space would be wise to do the same thing. If you're out there and you're picking fights based on the way you eat, it's, maybe time to find something more productive to do with your life. We all can live and do the things we want, and some people are right, some people are wrong. I think in the end it all kind of works itself out naturally. It is what it is. Just let people live their lives, and just try to help as many people as you can that will actually listen to you. If they're not willing to listen, if they're not willing to try something out, then more power to them. Let them continue on their path of whether it's self-destruction or maybe they'll find another answer that works for them somewhere down the road. Who knows? Maybe if you're a pleasant enough person about it and you're reasonable, they walk away, maybe they think about it a little, they'll come back to you. But I guarantee if you're taking shots at people and you're criticizing them for the way they live and you're being disagreeable about everything, that person you could have reached will walk away, they'll think more about it, they'll think you're an asshole, and they'll try the opposite of what you were saying because you're a douchebag and it didn't work. So that's basically going to do it again for today, guys. I hope you all got something out of this. As always, I've got links to all my social media, Twitter, Facebook, down in the description. And as always, head on over to LionDads.com. Link to that's down there as well in the description. And you can get a hold of me on there, learn more about Lion Dads. There's a link in the website you can click, jump on my email list, get in our online community. You'll get access to the Discord server, going over all kinds of different ways to level up as a dad. I'm really trying to build that thing. So if a bunch of you guys want to jump in there, I think we can get some really good discussion started and help each other out. Not just me. Everybody can kind of provide feedback and give their input and stuff like that. Like I said before, I have some really cool stuff that I have planned in the future. People in the Discord are going to get information on that stuff first. I'll be announcing it here pretty soon. And I also said in my last video that my goal was to hit 200. I thought pretty well below that back then. This is only like about a week ago. And I said if I broke 200, I'd probably start doing like maybe a live chat Saturday, something like that every now and then. And man, you guys answered, and I shot well over 200 after that, which is really cool. I think 200 for me is, we all started at 0, so hitting 200 is a pretty cool milestone. It doesn't sound a lot compared to a lot of other channels, but for me, hey man, it's a big deal. That means 200 people think what I have to say means something to them, and that means a lot to me. I appreciate you guys for that. So I do want to answer and keep my end of that bargain. So what I'm going to do is start doing a live stream Saturday. This Saturday is going to probably be tough to fit one in, but maybe next Saturday I'll start and try to do it most Saturdays. This time of year is kind of busy for me, my kids with sports and stuff, but I'm going to make that work for you guys because I promised you I would, and I always come through. So till next time, later.